Imagine this. You're sitting cross-legged on a floor strewn with self-help books, their spines cracked like fractured promises. Atomic Habits. The Power of Now. The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. You've highlighted passages, chanted affirmations, and bullet-journaled your way to numbness. Your Instagram feed glows with influencers peddling enlightenment in 30-day courses, their smiles sharp as scalpels. But in the mirror, a stranger stares back, someone hollowed out by positivity, brittle from the relentless chase of better. Here's the grenade Jung would detonate in your lap. The self-help industry isn't saving you. It's severing your soul. You've been sold a lie wrapped in pastel covers. Fix yourself. Optimize yourself. Love yourself. But Jung, the man who mapped the collective unconscious, warned of a darker truth. Wholeness is not achieved by cutting off a portion of one's being, but by integration of the contraries. Every time you exile your rage, silence your shadows, or affirm your way out of despair, you don't heal, you amputate. Ask yourself, why do you feel emptier after each life-changing seminar? Why does your gratitude journal read like a hostage's forced confession? Why does the voice in your head, the one chanting, "You're enough," sound so much like a salesperson? Here's the paradox that will unravel your highlight reel. The more fiercely you pursue self-improvement, the more you fracture into a collage of shoulds, leaving your true self buried under a landfill of toxic positivity. Modern self-help operates like spiritual capitalism, turning your insecurities into a perpetual growth market. It pathologizes the human condition. Grief becomes negative energy. Doubt becomes self-sabotage, and the shadow, Jung's term for the repressed, wild, unloved parts of the psyche, becomes something to heal with lavender oil and vision boards. But Jung's warning echoes across a century. One does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. The shadow isn't a flaw. It's the uncharted ocean beneath your ego's tiny raft. Ignore it, and it will capsize you. Consider this. The executive who meditates away her rage becomes a passive-aggressive tyrant. The healed spiritual guru preaches love while exploiting followers. The addict who replaces heroin with Tony Robbins relapses into a new kind of numbness. This isn't growth. It's spiritual bypassing, using light to gaslight the darkness. Nietzsche saw it coming. Man's most agonizing dilemma is his inability to reconcile his appetite for meaning with his appetite for chaos. The self-help industry sells you meaning while denying the chaos that births it. So let me ask you, really ask you, what if your depression isn't a malfunction, but a mutiny against the lies you've swallowed? What if your rage isn't toxic, but a prophet howling for justice? What if the parts of yourself you've locked in the basement hold the keys to your freedom? This is where our descent begins. Not with answers, but with the demolition of the cult of self-optimization. In the next section, we'll excavate the bloody roots of the self-help industrial complex, how capitalism hijacked Jung's shadow work, how spirituality became a weapon of suppression, and why your exhaustion mirrors humanity's silent war against its own soul. You'll discover how your bookshelf of transformation became a prison, and why the shadow isn't your enemy. It's the only ally real enough to break you free. But first, sit with this truth. Your darkness isn't the problem. It's the portal